Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Well, people, this is the once upon a time Commander-in-Chief, Joseph Robinette Biden. And there was something said by our current Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, about this man. I wonder what it could be. And I wonder if I'm able to put it out there like other content creators. Probably not, because God told me to protect the gift. So I gotta protect the gift. We don't live in a world that's fair, that's just, that's kind, that shows love, distributed equally. Nah, it's all game. And as you get older, game recognizes game. Can you spell entrapment? You just feel entrapped, like you're mentally locked down, like this dark algorithm can come out and munch on you at any given time. Oh, but it rewards other people. Yeah. Well, you just heard a voice. Maybe you should hear it again. Let's hear this voice again. Check it out.
He wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Does that sound like somebody familiar? It does, doesn't it? God gave us a few senses. Taste, smell, see. Those things that we will not take for granted every day because we are God's children and we know. But we live in a period of time where things can be altered and people can put on a certain front, a psychological front, a spiritual front, and maybe even, no, Pearson, don't say it. Don't say it. Well, a complexion front, is that the best way to do it? Maybe chameleon is a good word. Just take off the whole mask. Mask? Yeah, take off the mask. But who's behind the mask, huh? Let's digress. Let's get into something else. I don't want to make people mad. But Trump said something the other day, and it made me think. Why would he say he doesn't feel sorry for Joe Biden? He just announced he's going through some stuff. Why would he say that?
Not a smart person, but a somewhat vicious person, I will say. If you feel sorry for him, don't feel so sorry because he's vicious. What he did with his political opponent and all of the people that he hurt a lot of people, Biden. And so I really don't feel sorry for him, but...
So he doesn't feel sorry for him. And then it led to something. Yeah, the ship is sailing. How fitting. I said it led to something. You're going to have to go on the internet and find this, but I'm going to lead you to it. Like Daily Mail? Yeah, Daily Mail. They have a good article on it. Just type in Donald Trump said something overnight, Saturday night, about Joe Biden. Like he left town, left the universe, just did an exit. I think it was like maybe around 2020, like 2020 vision. Yeah, I think you'll see through it. And again, I apologize. I don't make these rules. I just try to abide by them. But again, other people can bring it with no problem. I can't risk it. But let me show you something from the past that will help support. Because Mr. President, that is the current one, is saying something about this president. And once you watch these few films here, you tell me what you think. What's the old saying back in the day, old school? Is it real or is it Memorex? Are we really seeing what we're seeing? Is it AI generated? Is it somebody else? Is it something that's made in a place and then birthed and given to us? I think you know where I'm going. Check it out. He trips and falls, and they help him out. Let's see that again. Oh, and he's right next to the eagle. Yeah. I think that's symbolic of something to come. What about this one? You've seen enough. What about this? Everybody remembers this.
System, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare. I went to the World War II cemetery, World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests.
Wow, what an exchange, huh? But that start was kind of rough. And how about this?
They're the same picture.
Woo! And we can't forget this multiple times. People, that's America. Forget about him. This is symbolic of what America is about to go through. That's all. That's all. And remember this? It was real bizarre. I did a video about this. He started acting strange and nibbling at a child's toes. Watch this. Yeah, I did it. And then after the debate, it was so sad. Because not only was this on the national stage, but it was on the world stage. And Jill had to help him off the stage after the debate. Oh, but she had on a powder blue. Check it out.
The first debate of the 2024 campaign and the earliest presidential debate ever now in the books and in front of the voters. Tonight, along with Aaron Burnett, the first word on what those voters might make of it from our political professionals, from our CNN Flash Poll and Swing State Focus Group. We'll be talking to surrogates, including Vice President Harris, getting fact checks from our Daniel Dale and new reporting from inside both campaigns. With me here, CNN political commentator Scott Jennings, Kate Bedingfield, David Urban, Van Jones, Alyssa Farr Griffin, and Newsnight anchor Abby Phillips.
Wait a minute, we forgot something, Pearson. Barack Obama helps Joe Biden off stage doing fundraiser. Even though people said this never happened, he just put his hand on his back. Watch this.
God created you for more, and your time is now.
Prior to today, I did not understand what...
Were they telling us anything? Nationwide, matter of fact, worldwide, they said that he froze. And of course, the press secretary came out and says, nah, that's not what you saw. They're like pals and buddies. All right, two more. The guy glides in and watch Joe Biden. Look at him. Come on back to reality, bro. People, let me say something to you guys. This man, the current president of the United States, said something about this man, or lack thereof. I wish I could go hard. I wish I could go detailed. And I've done that in my last channel. But, you know, again, you learn, and it's almost like entrapment. Because like I said, other people can go there and go hard, go detailed, and have all the analysis, and even have people in a specialty field about either a state of mind or complexion, or even what would you call, swap out? But I think you can appreciate that I'm bringing it up. And again, just Google it, what Trump said last night about him. But you know what? Being that he said this about him, sometimes you ask yourself, the things that roll off the lips of one person about another. When I was a shorty, way back in the day, and I am dating myself, when you was signifying, when you was talking about somebody, when you was reading them their rights and, you know, wiggling your head and putting your hands on your hips and talking about them, when a person ran out of things to say, you know what their response would be? They would say, it takes one to know one. I'm going to say it again. You need to call up somebody who's around 40 years old or older, or maybe you've heard it even in this generation, that when you talk about somebody to the point and you work their nerves, their last nerve, their go-to response is, it takes one to know one. So if you're saying something about him, that he's, let's just go there, unalive for a long time, and that this is really something else, allegedly, then baby, It takes one to know one. And if I can add to it, no one should be fooled about any of this crap. Because this is the channel that causes you to think about what you really looking at. I didn't need him to say it overnight. And if you notice, he said it at nights. He didn't say it during the day. The Bible talks about the night versus the day. That things go down at night because their deeds are evil. Are the deeds evil here? Are they speaking without speaking? I have said all year that I've learned as I've decoded. They tell on each other. That if you just listen real close, they tell on each other. It takes one to know one. From the rooter to the tutor. And if that old school saying is accurate and it encompasses both of them, where the hell they from? It ain't fair, it ain't right. But our rights and our freedoms have been in jeopardy for a long time. And the fact that I just can't spit it out the way I want to versus other people can get on this thing and tell you exactly how they feel and their opinion, that should let you know something. Barely 2,000 views on this thing on a daily basis. And I'm working my you-know-what off every day. This thing is a God. If you don't think this Bible is true, you better wake up. It says in the last days, you're not going to be able to buy or sell without the mark. But guess what? You're not going to be able to operate as they go through their peekaboo shenanigans. He acting like he got cognitive issues here, allegedly. And he acting like he all that in a bag of chips. Now he want to eke out last night that this man took a mental rocket ship or physical rocket ship and been gone a long time. In other words, who is the one we looking at today? That's basically what he's saying. Allegedly. But it take one to know one. I know y'all tired. I know a lot of y'all critique and criticize. Well, Pearson, do something else. Change the subject matter. I can't help it that 99.9% of the topics that go down on this earth in relation to national relate to these clowns. I can't help it. I got a special calling. I try to do other stuff. But I got too much against me. And I realize it, so you realize it. Just put the video on while you're washing dishes. You ain't got to watch it. God gave me a special calling. And yeah, I admit it can be redundant. And yeah, I might not be here through the end of the year. But I'm doing what I can. Because it don't even come close to paying the bills. They reward a lot of foolishness on this platform. That's why I never wanted to do it. Who sleeping with who? Who going out with who? Got 6 kids on welfare, 8 babies on welfare, 4 different daddies. Eubonics, sagging, nappy head, acting ignorant. The sports player got married. Oh, she took him for all his money. He's a fool. You can't tell what you're looking at on this thing. It's crazy. But I'm going to endure. I just want you to think about and you investigate what he said last night, May 31st, 2025. Let me see what day that is. May 31st is what number day of the year, Gregorian calendar?
May 31st is the 151st day of the year. 150.
The 151st day of the year, that's when he said it. What's the math on that? 151 minus 365, that gives you 214. Wonder what that's about. That's August 2nd, 8-2. Either way, people, you do your thing, I'm gonna do mine. That is, you pray for me, I pray for you. They have went to an area now where now they're putting it in your face. Do you agree? They put it in your face. They're so bold, they're so cocky, they're so self-assured that they got our heads that now they can just say it. I want you to wrap your mind around it. They can literally tell you who they are. Allegedly. Research what he said about him. That they can allegedly tell you who he is. But like I said, and what's the old saying? Birds of a feather flock together. And it takes one to know one. I'm out. God bless you.